What up, what up, Tube? What's the business today? What the business is. Let's talk about, I want to reminisce a little bit. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed the same thing. It's no secret. It's been said before, but, you know what I'm saying? Me and the homie was talking about this shit earlier today and shit. Reminiscing back to the 90s and shit. Used to have these broads. You know what I'm saying? You could be coming from the club or whatever, smelling like cigar smoke, weed smoke, all kinds of alcohol, straight shots, mixed shots. And you used to be able to just call these bras up 1, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like, yo, finna come through. Knock that back out. You know what I'm saying? Back in the good old days. And they knew what the phone call was about. As soon as you made the phone call, and these bras pick up like, yo, I'm about to come through and loosen your vertebrae up. And that was it. They knew, they was down with it. And they just flow with it. That's the way it is. But nowadays, it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because we was talking about how bras who we still got their number, we could reach out to, and this and that. But nowadays, they want to be on, oh, ain't nothing moving unless we go out on a date, this and that. Yeah, and it sounds good. But a lot of these women tell on themselves, especially with social media, you know what I'm saying? It done revealed a whole lot. Like, yeah, I seen a video. This one bro was like, yeah, use these men for everything they got. Use them for their money and this, get free food and all that. So now even the bras that you used to know are trying to get on some free food shit. I'm like, damn, baby, just say you want free food and shit. You know, so ain't nobody wasting their time. But, you know, they think they being slick about it and shit. You want to go on dates and all this. All of a sudden you want to pretend like you wifey material. Mm-hmm. Knowing damn well we haven't forgot what you used to do. You know, you could play the goody two-shoe role all you want. And maybe you're attracting a lot of these simps who they don't know any better. These niggas is dry anyway, so they looking for any opportunity to get their little slong wet. So with them, you could probably get away with the, oh, you got to buy me dinner. You got to take me out to lunch and all this. You want to be wined and dined. But how are you trying to be wined and dined? As if we don't remember you being the proverbial train tracks. You were literally the train tracks. And now you want to be wined and dined? I'm sorry, you have to set your sights a little bit lower, ma'am. I know a lot of these simps are gassing you up like, yeah, baby, don't worry about it. I don't care about your notch count on your headboard. It doesn't matter. I'll take you out. Oh, yeah? Sure about that, huh? If you only knew the nasty, depraved things we used to do with this one. And it's a lot of that going around now. Women, they talk to each other. They trade notes. They stay on code a lot more and a lot better than men do, especially black men, because deep down, a lot of black men hate each other and they're envious of each other. You want to know how you can identify that real quick? Real easy experiment. If you ever notice, you know what I'm saying, you can't give another black man props just honestly like, yo, you know what I'm saying, that's good shit, this and that. Somehow that goodwill you choose to send towards your fellow black man, they look at it like, oh, this nigga ride my dick, he jocking me, he doing this. Yo, this nigga's a fan. Instead of maybe his brothers giving credit where it's due, I guess that's impossible nowadays. And this just leads me to believe that, yeah, a lot of black men deep down inside, they hate each other. Yes, black men seem to hate each other. Can't give props because you're jocking. And if you ignore them and don't give them props, then you're hating. It's the crab in a barrel syndrome. And a lot of black men, it's like, I wonder about you niggas and shit. It's like, do you choose to talk down and degrade your fellow brother and shit because in the back of your mind you feel that's the only man in society that you can measure yourself to as far as accomplishments and everyday life? So you shit on him because he looks similar to you, and you don't feel powerful enough to shit on men of other ethnicities. It always seemed kind of weird to me and shit. And that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? You can't give your fellow brothers props on anything because then they look at you like you weird. But you just live in everyday life as a normal person, like giving credit where it's due. If I'm your next door neighbor, and let's say I like Lamborghinis, but I don't own them. So you go to a lot and you buy a Lamborghini. I give you props on it. Man, it's nice. And I might even enjoy seeing it going up and down the street, this and that. Hear the sound, the torque, the horsepower, all that shit. And I just give credit where it's due. It's like, man, I'm happy for you. But I can't necessarily be happy for you because now all of a sudden you see it as I'm riding your dick and I'm jocking you. It's almost like a mental disease that black men have. And in a lot of ways, that mental disease and that mental block prevents a lot of that, in essence, creates a lot of these simps too, who can't identify these women that just want a free meal out of you. Because they have that mental block in their brain. They can't get past that. So they can't see that this woman just trying to get a free meal out of them because they simping up. And they do something good in life and another brother give him props, so he riding my dick. It's like black men have the whole thing twisted and backwards. Not only are we off code, we can't identify what the true problem is at any given time. And that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And these thoughts sparked in my mind just off the strength of back in the day being able to run up on bras and, you know what I'm saying, early in the morning, like boom, boom, boom. Now they're trying to get free meals. And you can see the game from a mile away. And if it seems like I'm kind of all over the place, it's because, yes, I am all over the place because these things, it's like certain thoughts get sparked in my mind and I get to thinking and shit like, man, what the fuck is going on and shit? It's like the world is turned on its head. You got all these women that think they slick trying to get free meals and this and that. Then you got brothers who, because they got that mental block in their brain, not only can they not identify, talking about the simps, they can't identify these women trying to run game and get free meals, but they so quick to see their fellow brother as the enemy. He's my enemy by nature. Just on guard all the time. And I ain't saying, you know what I'm saying, just lollygag through life. Like, Snoopy-doo, man, it's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be prepared for every given curveball that you might get. Yeah, you gotta be prepared for that. But a lot of you dudes and shit, it's just so easy for you to see another brother as the enemy. And I just think that shit's weird. You think it's weird if another brother give you props? I think you weird seeing that brother as riding your jock when he might genuinely be happy for you. You know what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of these simps and shit can't see the forest through the trees and shit. bros be like, yeah, we can go out. Cancel Siri. Siri acting like a bitch. Just crazy. You dudes gotta learn how to get on code better than that and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you get on code better and shit. You'll be able to see these bras coming from miles away. Like, oh yeah, you wanna go out on a date, huh? You'll be able to see it a lot better. A lot of these bras, they on. I ain't gonna say they on new shit because they been doing it, but now they blatant with it. See, back in the day and shit, they played a role and shit. They know them draws is coming off and shit. You know what I'm saying? They be wanting it just as much as us, and a lot of times they be wanting it 10 times more, but they don't want the world to see that. Because it's one thing to be a hoe, to be a pole dancer, literally and figuratively. But then for the whole world to know that you just a hoe, you just the train tracks. They don't want everybody to see that. And especially nowadays, that's why a lot of these bras is on that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a meal and this and that. I guarantee you, as soon as you be like, okay, well, we going Dutch. How hungry are you really? Guarantee you, say you going Dutch and shit, you ain't getting a response out of that bitch. She thought she had a free meal. She trying to save money. She trying to save that money for gas. Like, nah, bitch. Like Martin said, I was born that night, not last night. But yo, this is just a random thought. You know what I'm saying? The Blizz is just throwing darts at the dartboard right now and shit. You know, certain conversations where you hang out with the homies, it just spark certain thoughts and shit. Those thoughts lead to other thoughts. You get to reminiscing and you be like, you look at the world and shit now, the way it stands. It's like the truth is frowned upon and looked down upon. But if you're a great liar, in this land, you the king. It's like what Nas said in that song, which came from an old saying anyway. In the land of the blind, the man with one eye is the king. In this world we live in right now, it's a bunch of cyclopses running around, running the world and shit. The problem with being a cyclops and shit, your blind spots are bigger. A lot of you niggas have severely large blind spots. One of them being just so ready to hate on your fellow brother, man. And it's sad. You hate on your fellow brother, man. You don't want to support him, even if it's reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? Y'all support each other, then y'all both rise. But if y'all both rise, that ruins your inferiority complex, because you don't want to feel inferior to that man. You don't want him on the same level as you. You want him beneath you so you can feel better about yourself. And it's just, I always just found that shit weird as fuck. Like, and y'all wonder why black men are in the position that they in. It's because you weird ass niggas and shit. You don't want no support from your fellow brother, man, because you want to go out of your way to be that man's enemy. You then wonder why some of these hoes get the drop on you and shit at the drop of a hat. And then next thing you know, you don't, like, what the fuck? How did my wallet get emptied out? Where's my ID? She took you for all your shit, huh? Yeah, you wasn't looking for the real enemy, you was looking for the boogeyman, who didn't exist in the first place. For sure, y'all, you know what I'm saying? This video is basically a double message and shit. brothers with that Cyclops blind spot and shit. Stop going out of your way to see your fellow brother as your enemy and shit. If he reveals himself to truly be an enemy, be ready for that. Yeah, be ready for that, but don't motherfucking seek it out and shit. You know what I'm saying? I just find that shit weird. Some of you niggas is weird as fuck, though. Yeah, I do YouTube videos and shit like that, but I'm not really a YouTube type nigga. I say my little shit online, crack, you know what I'm saying? Crack my little jokes, keep shit lighthearted and shit, because you need laughter in life anyway and shit. It eases stress. And as black men, we have quadruple stress coming out the womb. There's a lot of shit we got to deal with, other races of men don't naturally have to deal with. And we have to figure that shit out on the fly based on our community and shit. And the boomer generation dropping the ball, not teaching us a lot of shit, especially when it comes to being an entrepreneur and investing. All they ever taught us was to work for somebody else, retire with your pension and 401k, and that's that. And that was the extent of their teachings, basically. On top of teaching you how to be afraid. Don't try to be your own man. Don't try to create your own job. Don't try to create your own wealth. Then that fear trickled down to a lot of you niggas and shit who have that mental block, that mental disease. Like, you know what? My fellow brother man is automatically my enemy. And that thought process puts you in a situation where you end up turning into a simp and getting taken advantage of by these broads. These broads who want to be treated like queens and goddesses. All these noble titles with no prerequisite to be a motherfucking noble person. They just want the title without the action. And a lot of you niggas fall for it. Anyway, I just want to drop these random thoughts on y'all today and shit on this motherfucking Saturday. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. Red Blizzard 357.